All right, Lamelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets lose to the Miami Heat. We all saw that coming, but Lamelo Ball was doing some wild shit out there. I'm going to put it in full screen and I'll be right back. I'm right back here, guys. Check out Lamelo. This one was funny. Trying to get in his soccer bag and just fucking kicks the ball right in Davion Mitchell's face. They replay it. Oh, boom. You might, you wouldn't have to fight me, but I have to think about fighting you if you did that. That didn't look like, I guess we'll watch it again. It didn't really look like an accident. I think LaMelo has good character. Probably was an accident. I don't think he did that on purpose, but it looked bad. Who is it that does it? I think it's Jokic that does the soccer stuff whenever he gets the ball and he'll be dribbling the ball. This one, that was a foul on that play. They didn't call the foul, and they're talking about how LaMelo is kind of getting frustrated with the lack of calls. Someone made the point that SGA would have got that foul call, and I mean, SGA, Trae Young, a lot of guys get that call, so he's kind of frustrated he didn't get that call, which, I mean, it happens. Calls get missed. This is the one right here. Before we get into it, I think it was probably a block. It gets called an offensive foul. When LaMelo gets frustrated, called a charge. Look at LaMelo right here real quick. Boom. If you didn't see what he did, they're going to replay it right here. Yeah, and it's fucking hilarious, honestly. I thought it was a block, in my opinion. But either way, once the and one and just flicks off the ref real quick. Hold that up there, LaMelo. As soon as he did it, run it back one more time. That's fucking hilarious. As soon as he did it, he kind of put it down. Like, he realized there's cameras on me, I guess. Just a little quick. Never seen such a quick flick off. Stand on that, LaMelo. Keep that middle finger in the air and tell these refs that they're little bitches and they don't know how to call your game, bro. I'm Lamelo Ball. Go fuck yourself. So Lamelo, he's a super talented player. I think most of us recognize Lamelo as very talented and very good at basketball. I made the point before. I just wish he got drafted to an organization. For example, I'm a Spurs fan. I think if Lamelo came to the Spurs, he's already a very good player, but he'd be even better in like a Spurs, Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, Golden State, just a veteran organization with great coaching to put around him because he's just in Charlotte, and that's where players go to die. You go to Charlotte just to not be very successful in your NBA career. Sorry to Charlotte fans, but I think even y'all can agree that your team has been a cesspool of an NBA team to say the least. But LaMelo flicks off the ref. I thought he should have hold that thing up there, LaMelo. Let him know. Let him know what it is. Back to LaMelo though. Again, if he got drafted to the Spurs or the Celtics, one of those types of teams, I think he'd do shit like this, and we'd say, all right, that's enough of that shit, LaMelo. You're fucking amazing at basketball. Let's just focus on the basketball and not have to do this kind of extracurricular, honestly, childish stuff. LaMelo does a lot of childish things, in my opinion, but he's amazing at basketball, and I really hope he can get out of Charlotte so he can go make something out of his career because he's just going to be one of those guys that makes a lot of crazy highlight plays and then just retires and doesn't have a lot of postseason success if he can't make his way out of Charlotte. But with that being said, he finishes the game against the Heat. He's 20 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and the 5 turnovers. So that's a solid stat line against a very good defensive team in Miami. Just the game before that, he had 38 points, 13 rebounds, 13 assists, and 4 turnovers. The turnovers are a little bit high. That was against the Wizards. But if you fucking give me 38 points, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists, I'm not really worried about the 4 turnovers. I think most of us recognize LaMelo Ball is a very good basketball player. Some people don't love his antics, like fucking flicking off the referees. I don't so much love it either, but, we can recognize LaMelo does some immature, childish things, in my opinion, and still recognize that he's a very good basketball player with a lot of potential. I just hope he can somehow get out of Charlotte to go to a real team to realize his NBA potential. He just turned 24 in August of this year, so he's a fresh 24. LaMelo's just raw. He's so good at basketball. When he starts cooking and getting into his bag, though, I'm just thinking, here comes like a one-footed step back three. Here comes some just unnecessary bad shot, and LaMelo doesn't always have the best shot selection, which is fair to say. But with that being said, like I said earlier, if he's on the Spurs or the Celtics, Golden State, Miami Heat, Denver, insert your good NBA organization right here. If he's on one of those teams, I think he plays a lot more serious. I think LaMelo Ball is coachable, but he sees that he's in Charlotte and he knows this team's not going anywhere. This is just I don't know if circus is the right word, but People go to the Charlotte games, they watch the games, they buy the tickets. I'd buy one too. It's fun to watch Lamelo Ball play basketball. And some NBA teams, they're all owned by billionaires, and a lot of the owners, believe it or not, they don't give a shit about basketball. The team is just a money making machine for them. So some owners, I don't know who Charlotte's owner is, to be totally honest. It's Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan. I'm about to say Michael Jordan doesn't really give a shit about winning. As an owner, he's done nothing since he got to Charlotte for us to believe he cares about winning. Or is he even a good owner? Michael Jordan really isn't a good owner. He became a billionaire, and now he's one of those guys I'm talking about. He just cares about using the NBA team as just a money making machine for himself and whoever else is in the Charlotte organization. But with that being said, hopefully he can get the hell out of there and go to a good team because LaMelo's only 24. Again, he just dropped 38, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists. It was against the Wizards, the game before that Miami Heat game. But LaMelo's so special. He's a guy that could probably average really close to a triple double. He could probably do like 25 points and at least 10 assists. And he could do that on a very good NBA team. It's just a matter of if he can make it to a good NBA team or not. Because I do think he's coachable. It's just that he sees he's in Charlotte. The GM, his coaches, I mean, Michael Jordan probably tells him, just get out there and cook, LaMelo. You're going to sell some tickets on your own with how entertaining you are. But my other point was, again, LaMelo just turned 24. If he does this shit for like 2 or 3 more years and he stays in Charlotte, I'm worried that he's not going to be able to turn those habits around. He's already developed some bad habits like flicking off the refs, and he's pretty turnover prone. He has bad shot selection. Just to critique a few things about him, but I'm just worried he's going to get to 26, 27 years old and then not get out of Charlotte and just be stuck in these bad habits and just turn into a player that's just kind of there to entertain and sell tickets. And I don't know LaMelo Ball personally, but I think he'd like to win an NBA championship at some point in his career. I don't know how important that is to him, but I do think he could be a starting point guard, at least on a perennial playoff team if he can make it to the right team. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 7 million subscribers. Please let me know what you think about LaMelo Ball, and fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.